We are following breaking news affecting your wallet. The Federal Reserve announcing just moments ago it is not changing interest rates.
This is the first decision under the second Trump administration. The pause comes after 3 straight interest rate cuts to end 2024. NBC News senior business correspondent Christine Romans joins us now. Christine, this pause was expected by economists, but walk us through the Fed's decision here.
So I think that graphic really shows that it's a wait and see mode now. After 3 rate cuts, the Fed's going to pause and see what happens in the economy, because the economy is solid. The job market is robust. The unemployment rate continues at a low level here. And the Fed did something interesting in this press release that it sends to all of us when it makes this decision. It dropped a line saying that inflation was making progress. So inflation remains elevated. So we have a strong economy with prices that are rising still too quickly for the Fed's comfort level, and that's why they're going to wait here for now.
The Fed paused an interest rate cut. What does that mean for the retail market? What does that mean for the real estate investment market? And will this action cause for a rate hike to come soon? And how will this affect people's retirement income? Man, this is going to be good. Let's get in this thing. You see that thing, baby? Let's get in this thing and let's go, baby.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. 40 days, God, I've been Swayze. Blew the beard out, that ain't shady. That's a bird, man, I ain't baby. Talking whole pie, that's so crazy. How I got a shot, raise the bean sprout up, put a crown up on her head so the boys seeing, no, that's the lady. If you ain't catching.
What's good, baby? It's your boy Dale. I'm back in the saddle again. Our motto is to buy, build. We already bought it already, so we already own it, free and clear. Refinance to long-term debt, cash flow. That is the motto. Cliff, man, is that a pretty strong motto, man? What do you think?
Man, the model is strong. Like, you're getting each piece of the invest, right?
What it do, baby? It's your partner Dale and Cliff back in the saddle again for another edition of Real Estate Friday Live every single Friday at 5 p.m. CST. Cliff, what's going on, baby? How you doing, big time? You doing all right, brother?
Yeah, man, doing good.
Well, man, I got to ask the question, man. Did you get the bag?
Yeah, man, got the bag this week, man. It was
sir.
something special. Got to be thankful.
Yes, sir, man. I got the bag too, man. We're going to get into this thing, man. How family doing well? Everybody doing all right, bro?
Yeah, doing good, man. Can't complain. Just feeling blessed.
Good stuff, man. Man, Cliff, man, we're going to talk about something, brother, that you and I have been talking about for a number of weeks, guys. So if you could get your pension pads, guys, this is going to be a really good one, guys. Cliff, bro, man, the Fed just paused rate cuts. So I got to ask the question, bro. You're going to say it in a second. Is a rate hike coming? Is a rate hike coming? So let's see what's actually happening real quickly, and then we will respond, man. This right here, brother, was something. Me and Cliff was talking about this for a long period of time about this potentially happening. So Cliff, man, let's see what's going on, brother. We dive into this thing. All right, let's get into it. Here we go.
All right.
We are following breaking news affecting your wallet. The Federal Reserve announcing just moments ago it is not changing interest rates.
This is the first decision under the second Trump administration. The pause comes after 3 straight interest rate cuts to end 2024. NBC News senior business correspondent Christine Romans joins us now. Christine, this pause was expected by economists, but walk us through the Fed's decision here.
So I think that graphic really shows that it's a wait and see mode now. After 3 rate cuts, the Fed's going to pause and see what happens in the economy, because the economy is solid. The job market is robust. The unemployment rate continues at a low level here. And the Fed did something interesting in this press release that it sends to all of us when it makes this decision. It dropped a line saying that inflation was making progress. So inflation remains elevated. So we have a strong economy with prices that are rising still too quickly for the Fed's comfort level, and that's why they're going to wait here for now.
Thanks for
Hold on, Cliff, man. Tell me, bro, how in the world is everything going so well if they have the inflation is coming under control, but prices are still high. What that mean, bro?
I don't know. It's not responding the way they thought.
Uh,
right?
I guess my question is, it don't make no damn sense what she's saying. Like she's literally saying that, hey, the market is strong, everything's going well, but we're gonna do any rate cuts at all. I'm like, huh? What, am I missing something, Cliff?
You know what? I think it's a combination of you know uh, the new administration
Yep,
and the fact that the inflation rate is not coming down as fast as they thought.
I can agree with that. Okay, so but they're saying that they have the inflation rate under control, and it's going down to 2%. Now, like, where's that coming from?
Yeah, I don't know.
It don't make no sense. Now, Cliff,
No, it
let's
don't.
listen. Let's listen to CNBC. They have a different take than what we just heard, and I'd like to get two kind of points of view, and then you and I can respond to this. Now listen to what they're saying to the same news. Here we go.
Fed's decision and call on rates. Steve.
The Federal Reserve maintaining the funds rate in the range of 4.25% to 4.5%. They did say that inflation remains elevated as it had last time, but they crossed out a line this time saying that inflation has made progress towards the 2% objective. Not 100% sure what that means. Perhaps we'll ask Powell about that. Is that hawkish or just getting rid of a tired old?
So he's even saying, what the hell that mean? Like, how are you going to, am I tripping? I think, Cliff, you said it best. You said that the Federal Reserve is the biggest PR agency on the planet.
Oh yeah, they gotta be.
It gotta be. Let's keep listening to it. Here we go.
Phrase. They say labor market conditions remain solid. They had said that they had eased, so they did an upgrade of the condition of the labor market, also noting that the unemployment rate has stabilized at a low level. The economy, as they said last time, is expanding at a solid pace. The committee is watching risk on both sides of its dual mandate. The committee is, the statement says the committee is still considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments. No hint as to when that might happen or by how much, and no change to the balance sheet reduction plan. They'll keep reducing the balance sheet as they have been.
Okay.
As the statement has said in the past, it says they're prepared to adjust policy as appropriate if risks emerge, and we have a unanimous decision with new voters for the new year. January 2025 is when they turn over. We have Schmidt from Kansas City, Collins from Boston, Musalem from Kansas City, and Goolsbee from Chicago. So a bit of a Midwest contingent voting this time, sans Minneapolis. So back to you guys. Very much a staged statement, not much going on. And I don't know, Brian, can I use the phrase I reserve the balance of my time and send it over to you?
Well, wait a minute, Steve. You can't just drop it like it's hot, because I'm just going to tell you, Steve, what you just said. I'm going to quote Steve Leisman and Steve Leisman. Labor markets are solid. Inflation may get better. Considering additional timing of moves. This sounds like a Steve Leisman quoting a Fed ahead of a rate hike, not a rate cut.
You know, I guess so. I mean, I don't think that they're there at that point yet, Brian. I think the idea that the labor market remains solid is a positive that Powell and the Fed have that allow them to figure out which way they want to go with rates. But I still think there's an inference in the statement when they say, in considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments. And by the way, Brian, you do add the important point here, which is that one of the keys that I've been saying to this meeting is, does Powell affirm that with all the other things that are going on that y'all were talking about in the last segment, tariffs and tax policy and all the other stuff, will he affirm that the direction of travel is still downward? That's really important. Is he still confident that inflation is moving towards the 2% target? Those are the two monetary policy keys as I see them to the press conference that's coming up.
Quickly, Steve, usually the big mover when we get the statement is also the projections, the dots as I won't call them. But we did not get those this meeting, right? Which makes this a little bit, less for the market to kind of sink its teeth into.
Right, no dots. The dots come four times a year. I have no problem saying dots. If they want to fire me for saying dots, By the way, this is a little inside baseball where we had an old boss who didn't like us to say the word dots. I don't actually know what the new policy is, but in any event, they come 4 times a year. There is one question, Kelly, we might ask the chair, which is he did answer it one time, and we said, hey, if you were to do the dots now, are the old dots still good? That might be an interesting question, though. I don't know that enough has changed now to ask him that question in terms of, you would say, well, I think the 2 cuts are still something that the Fed would more or less back. But remember, it was a close call last time.
So Cliff, what do you think, man, about those 2 analyses concerning what's going on with the Fed and the rate cut?
Powell don't know what the hell he's doing. He been raising them. He been pausing them. You know what I'm saying? He doing all this. I mean, you got them on. They've been doing this. I don't know, 40 years.
Yeah.
Me and you've been looking at the market. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And ain't none of us know what the hell he talking about
At all. I don't know what the hell this man is doing.
He don't know. He can't land this plane.
You have Trump saying for him to cut the rates,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, no, I ain't cutting nothing. I'm going to pause it. So why would Trump say he wants a rate cut? I believe he believes that by his tax policies, which is a lot of tax cutting, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, renewing the 2017 Trump tax cuts, just to name a few. And he's also wanting to remove the carrot interest for billionaires, and also a tax, and also to remove a tax incentive for sports teams and hedge fund managers. He is trying to spur the middle class growth because he understands that the foundation of the economy, which you and I agree on, is the middle class. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree. And he's trying to uncork, because basically we're the country's broke. So the only way to really offset it is to cut, which he's trying to do. We see him cutting everywhere.
Yeah.
And then also have growth. So if you grow 1%, let's say you can grow 3 to 5%.
Yeah.
And then you can cut 3 to 5%.
Yeah.
Okay, now you close to maybe 6-10%.
Sure.
Total reduction. Okay,
Yeah.
you got some deductions down, but he can cut as much as you want, but he can't grow without the Fed dropping the interest rate. If they drop the interest rate, houses, mortgages, man, that could be hundreds of millions of billions of dollars. You know what I mean?
Flooded, and so it seems like Trump has a plan. Powell does not.
Right. Yep.
It seems like Powell is more reactive instead of proactive. Does that make sense or no?
Yeah. I think Powell to me comes off like he's like he really don't know. Like honestly, he because let's start off with the word he loves the most. We love it. It's our transitory. We ain't heard that in a while, have we?
Long time.
Oh, so we buried that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's his first mistake. First, inflation was going up. He used the word transitory. Wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he hikes in a way we haven't seen in 40 years.
Yeah.
So now he's doing something we've never done before.
Yeah.
In a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's 2 mistakes right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because he's having to do something we've never done before because of his first mistake.
Yeah.
Now we finally start to ease. He starts cutting.
Yep.
And then pauses when things are going well.
Yep. It is, man. It seems like Trump has a plan. Powell does not. He's just trying to get in where he fits in, and he just shooting from the hip. Because even the news is like, what is he saying?
Right.
They don't even know what to do.
Let me ask you, Dale. What do you think he's going to do? Next meeting. Do you have an idea? You're going to go up, down, stay?
I have no clue.
Me either. I have
no clue.
That's what I'm saying. We in the same boat because he's not giving any. like you said, there's no plan, so nobody can guess what next month or the next month after that. If he were to cut today, okay, that gives some indication, even
Correct.
if it's 25 basis point, something to okay, he's still planning to cut, it'll end soon. But pausing now so soon,
It
I
don't make no
mean,
sense.
it don't because what if he has to cut again? If he cuts again next meeting, he looks
Dumb.
incompetent.
He looks dumb.
Right.
It's now. Here's my question: is he being political with his decisions?
Yes.
And how you come to that conclusion?
Because I think he's pausing because it's a new administration.
Mm. Go a little deeper there. Okay, why would a new administration cause him to pause?
I think with all the changes that Trump is doing, he doesn't want to cut into that into that that mess, that change.
Mhm.
know? I don't think he wants to cut into that. He'd rather pause, see it play out a little bit more before he decides.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. I hate to hear that, man. For a Fed chairman, which is I don't think it's new to become political. We pay you to call balls and strikes, not to be the umpire. But it's just, man, I don't know what this man is doing at all. It don't make no damn sense. Now, Cliff, let's bring it here locally, real quickly, man. Bring it here locally. Before I go there, do you believe? Let me go back here. Do you believe that there's going to be a rate hike as CNBC was talking about?
No, I don't. I think he would, from what he's shown so far, when he makes
Yeah.
a decision, he sticks with it for at least 2 to 3 cycles. So if
Mm.
it's a hike, it won't come for another 2 to 3 months,
Now,
if
why
not
would
4 months.
he? What would cause him to raise the interest rate versus lower it down if you have an aggressive plan from a president?
I think he's gonna probably want to pause. Because for him, in the environment we're in right now, with everything that Trump's doing, like I
Yeah,
said, I
yeah,
think he's going to continue with let's see where this goes. Because I think if, and I think he knows too, if he changes his mind again, this is like 3 or 4 times of him going, "Oh, it's
yeah,
fine. No, it's not. Now
yeah.
it's fine. Wait, no, it's not." It
So
it's too much,
he's schizophrenic.
right?
Schizophrenic.
We never know. He when he made his first decision, he had to change it. Now he's kinda made a decision to cut, but then now he's changing it.
Yeah.
And the original anticipation was that he would cut if he started cutting,
Mhm.
he would cut more. I mean, he raised interest rates so high
Yeah, he did.
that
He did.
now the government is paying so much interest compared to what we did previously because he had to raise the interest rates.
But I think he had to because of the amount of printing that was going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Biden was printing his little ass off. He really was, man. I mean, he was money here, money there, money everywhere. I mean, he stimmy here, stimmy there, not to us, to everybody else, right? So I believe he had to. Now I believe he. Well, do I think that there's going to be a rate hike? I'll say this: if he's being political, yes, yes.
Hmm.
If he's calling balls and strikes, I think he'll just keep it paused. Cause and see how aggressive Trump is with his tax plan. And if the House and the Senate can agree on a said bill, and if those Trump tax cuts are renewed. So am I cautious with him pausing? Not that much, because the legislative agenda has not really began yet, because Trump's cabinet is not fully in and the Senate is really focused on getting them across the finish line. Does that make some sense?
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's cautious. This is
Cautious. That's what it is.
he's but he but to me, being so cautious gives no direction.
And that's my right there. That's my problem. Be cautious, but let us know, hey, I'm seeing this, this, this. We're leaning more toward maybe a rate cut in second, third quarter, but we're waiting to see how the legislative portion is coming. Give us some direction. If that makes some sense. Give us some information to strategize the right way. So Businesses can plan, consumers can plan, as well as legislative and executive branch can plan at the exact same time. You agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm saying. I think he's playing politics. He's not looking at the numbers. Honestly, I think he had to go. I've been saying he should have gone a long time ago. I thought he I still think he should have cut more aggressively. He should have cut sooner. Um, but I said that a while back,
Yeah.
and but I think he doesn't know what he's doing. This is going up and down. Um, I mean, if he wanted to raise, he should have just kept raising and just stayed strong on it.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He paused. Then he said,
Yeah.
"Okay, we're gonna cut," and then he
Yeah.
started cutting and stopped. And you're like, "Okay, are you gonna go full on to solve the problem, or are you kind of half measuring two sides of this thing?"
Yeah. Now, Cliff, man, let's come to the crib, man, because you and I in Dallas, man. Hey, you are a licensed appraisal, right? You appraise properties here locally. I invest here locally as well. With this interest rate cut pause that the Fed chairman has came out and said, how will this affect the Dallas market?
Not much. It's probably gonna stay where it is. And what I'm starting to see is anything over about. I mean, pretty much the whole market is having low sales. It's still low.
Mm.
I'm seeing prices come down.
Now,
Houses are on the market longer.
for properties that are selling on the retail side, homestead side, are you seeing more concessions being given by the seller just to sell the home?
Oh yeah.
I like as far as dollar amount and just give a range. What are you seeing?
I mean, standard's probably about 3%, but I'm seeing up to 5%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you
5% concessions?
100%.
Jeez.
Yeah, to sell the properties because, okay, let's be honest about the situation. They know it, and a lot of people in the real estate industry know this. They're
Yeah.
sitting on tons of equity because of the
Yes.
last couple of years of printing.
Mhm.
And so now they're in a different environment where there's not a buyers. There's no buyer pool. There's very little buyer
Mm.
pool. The interest rates are too high. The price of homes have gotten so high that
Yeah.
everything dropped a level, right? Everything usually there's certain type of buyers, some for over a million, some over 600,000,
Yeah.
400,000, 300,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those all shifted down,
Yeah.
meaning the people that could buy a $400,000 house now are the people who could afford a $600,000 house a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So that means that those buyers are limited. How many people could afford over a $600,000 home? Only 20%.
Correct.
Okay, that you got to drop that buying group down to the 400,000.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it just means it's lowering the buyer market.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. And I'll talk about the investor side. The investor, like I get a lot of emails, and I know you probably do from a lot of wholesalers,
Right.
and the numbers be trash. Number they be putting comps, man, 5-6 miles away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, bruh. The houses don't even compare. And so there are investors buying bad deals. Now, there are some investors buying good deals as well. From a real estate investor standpoint, if you know how to locate distressed properties, you're loving this. You're loving it because of the fact that you know how to locate those diamonds in the rough, and a lot of them. And there's a ton out there. I think Texas has the second most foreclosures in the nation. Texas does, but it's in the Harris County area, Travis County, Bexar County, and I think they said Dallas and Tarrant County. To be honest with you, there's not there's some, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. There's some, but I would say this here. There's a lot of banks sitting on a lot of shadow inventory. Shadow inventory is foreclosed homes that have not been put on the market yet. So don't get it twisted. That's coming. Now, Cliff, are you getting any type of appraiser request from any banks here locally?
Man, it's interesting you said that. I did one this week from a bank on it's a crazy one. It is by far the biggest foreclosure and renovation mess up I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, Dale, it's somebody tried to take on and look like an amateur. I mean, you've seen properties where somebody messed up the house,
Oh
right?
yeah, all the time.
7,800 square feet.
Okay, big house.
I mean, monster house
Mhm.
on 5 acres.
Okay, good size.
Dale, they started painting before they rewired.
Oh,
They did the flooring at the same time they were doing the painting.
wow.
They they started painting even though they had foundation issues, so you have to call a foundation person to come in to move the some of the edges of the property, but you're painting. I mean, so it was I mean, my estimate, my initial kind of just I got to put pen to paper. I'm still working on this project, but you're probably talking about a $2 million renovation.
Jesus. Whoa.
By
Wait,
far the yeah,
you might as well just tear the house down and rebuild the house.
that's what I'm saying. That's how crazy it is. Somebody went and tried to rehab a 7,000 square foot home,
Where's it
didn't know
located
what
at?
they were doing, and messed up so bad that it
Where's it
you
located
basically
at?
Cedar Hill.
Way over there. Way over there. Is it a foreclosure or what? Is it in
Yeah,
foreclosure?
the bank's been sitting on it. It's a take back. Somebody got a loan on it to try to fix it up, foreclosed.
Are they
So
willing to sell it?
oh yeah, they want to get rid of it. The bank don't really want it. And they're trying to right now, they're trying to salvage it. So they're calling me out. What do you think it's worth? And I'm sitting there looking at it going, you need $2 million. Think about the rewire on a
Jesus.
7,000 square foot home. And then also think about all the sheetrock work, the painting, the exterior.
Is it a traditional bank or hard money loan?
Uh, this was a no, it's a small bank.
So, because it's a small bank. So, yeah, they really want it off their balance sheet then because it's making them look really bad.
And they are getting a quote to try to figure out how much it would cost to fix it.
2 million. 2 million. It's
Yeah.
hey man, if send me the information on it, if we can make it happen in some form or fashion. Hey, I mean, if I just tear that boy down and build some a couple homes on that boy. Like, what's the average size square foot in a subdivision?
It's smaller. I mean, they're nice homes, but it's closer to 4,000.
So basically, you can build 2 homes.
Nah, that's the problem. It's in a cul-de-sac, and it's in a cul-de-sac, and so you can't split it in two. There's just not enough room because it's backed up to
Oh,
water.
oh,
Who Whoever bought that house didn't know they bought a seven, I don't even know how much they paid for it, but let's say they paid 1 million. They paid $1 million for a home they can't fix.
they paid $1 million for that house.
I'm not sure what the number is. I still got to look up and do my research, but man, I'm telling y'all out there, I've seen a lot of houses, thousands. I've never seen a mansion mismanaged like this, to the point where knock it down. I told the realtor because I met her out there. She's had the property for months and she's been talking to the bank. Like, I think y'all got to knock down a mansion.
Yeah, they're gonna knock it down and rebuild it. I mean, I wonder who the bank is. Send me the information on it, man. And it may be a building project that we can do if we can get it at a good price point and knock that boy down and build something. I mean, it's wow. Again, investors, if you don't know what you're doing, don't buy a house that size and mess it up. It's not that hard, guys. It's not. And to kind of let you guys know about interest rate cuts, for me and Cliff, we cool. I'm actually going to do a refinance and I went from 11 to 9%, still cash flowing, $140 a month. We okay with high rates. We are, because we buy properties so cheap. We know how to buy properties. So retail buyers and real estate investors, know how to acquire property at the right price point. This is a buyer's market. It really is, on an investment standpoint and a retail standpoint. But you have to understand how to buy properties. And if I am a seller, lease that boy out. Lease it out, man, and wait and see. You agree, Cliff? You disagree?
Yeah, I agree. That makes sense to me.
Lease it out, man. It's wow. Cliff, from properties from 300,000, let's say 100,000, 350,000 days on market. How long?
Oh, low. Still strong demand. It's weakening though. It's definitely weakening.
Really? Weakening?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
What?
the whole market is kind of weak. The buyers are just I think there's I think what's happening is last year was slow because everybody was waiting for the cuts. Now that we're in because I talk to realtors, other appraisers, mortgage brokers, and you hear the same things. Everybody was trying to say a cut. They hear cuts, that's good for business, right?
Mm,
I think everybody was saying because nobody was buying houses that
mm,
this would be a better transition year.
mm,
But if people don't have to move, they ain't moving. It just don't make sense to most people out there. If they're sitting on a ton of equity, they don't want to move, and they got a 3.3 interest rate. They cool.
ain't chilling hard. Friend of mine got a 2.1% interest rate.
He ain't never selling it.
And he said, bro, I'm staying put. I
Right.
ain't doing nothing at all. And I said, brother, hand clap of praise, man. Hand clap of praise. But it's just, man, now, okay, 400,000, 800,000 days on market.
70.
Okay.
Price
850,
around
850 to let's say 1 mil.
probably sitting closer to. It depends. That's a good depend. Now, see that because I'm doing luxury, so I'm starting to focus more on luxury. So I'm working on Highland Park and some other areas of Dallas that are high end. Man, and there's an interesting market there. I
Mm,
realized that in the luxury space, as I'm starting to do more appraisals, it's different. So
mm-hmm.
when you say
Cash.
850 to a million, 800 to a million, it's actually slightly different depending on the location.
Mm-hmm.
Way more than you think because if you go to like, we in DFW, so if you go to Keller and you get some of these
Yeah.
big homes in Wiley, those will sit.
Yes, they will.
But a premium $1 million home in Highland Park, s-
Ooh-wee.
45, 60 days.
Because people paying cash for them.
And there's demand. There's strong demand for those areas. It's basically a premium home in a
Mm-hmm.
premium location.
It is.
I did an appraisal this week on one that's around 2.6 million,
Yeah.
35 days on market.
Yep. The
Crazy.
person pay cash for it probably. Pay cash for it. Pay cash for it. Or they put a large down payment down. One or two.
Yeah. And I'm starting to realize why as I start to do research. And this is just if you want to get into the luxury space, is when you have demand in a luxury space, it usually is very small
Yep.
area, a ton of turnover within that area because every old home, and I mean old by 2010 or earlier, gets renovated because there's so much
Correct.
money. And so
Correct.
they turn those properties all like every 15 years, they turn those
Correct.
high-end luxury homes
Correct.
because they're outdated so quick. And when you have that large of a home, and so strong demand.
Mm. Interesting. Interesting. Guys, man, in the Dallas market, y'all. Man, it sounds like what Cliff is saying is in the average market, the Friscos and the Wileys and the Murphys and the Cedar Hills and the DeSotos. Days on market is becoming a little bit long, but in those premium areas, Preston Hollow, Highland Park, and you get a good price point, 30 to 45 days, gone. Gone because that's really a paper people who actually have great credit and they have cash and a big balance sheet. So they're
And
buying for location.
yeah, exactly. And in that market right there, they know it's a better bet at that high end. They're playing this game. You buy it for 2 million, they know in 5 to 10 years in that market, it'll go up 30%. Easy.
Easy.
So you make a mill just sitting on it.
Guys, easy. Guys, it's not hard, guys. It's not hard. Just I would just say here, learn how to locate distressed properties. You'll never be broke ever again. Never will, guys. Learn how to locate those properties. It's very simple. Whether you are a retail buyer, right, or a real estate investor. If I'm a retail buyer, I'm looking for a property that I could probably acquire and renovate because I can get it for cheap. Square footage, I can make it mine, or new construction. Those home builders, they get giving away incentives. They throwing them. Lennar Homes and Grand Homes, man, they are just throwing out incentives, and they can give you a low interest rate because they're writing the loan themselves and they're selling the paper on the back end.
Right. And
Mhm.
what I'm seeing too is right now is a good time to to buy because if you're selling a fixed up home at a good price, meaning
Yeah.
you're discounting it a little bit, those are still selling. The homes that need slight renovation, like maybe they're just a little outdated, need some paint, carpet,
Mhm.
I mean cosmetic, simple. Those are what nobody's buying those because it's a buyer's market. Those type
Right.
of homes, you can get a steal 40, 60. I mean, you're probably getting 10%. You're
Yep.
probably buying at 85, 10 to 15% off just because it's not painted and fixed up kitchen.
Every single time, brother. It's just bring the art of locating distressed properties into the retail space. You can find what you want.
Yeah. I and
Find
I
what you
I,
want.
I think that's probably I've met an investor who does that, and he's lucky enough to pay all cash. He makes a killing not from huge margins, but from like guaranteed sales. It's in a
Yes.
great area, great location, but it's outdated. That's it.
Yes.
And it doesn't require a huge so he's not getting a huge discount. He does
Yeah.
get a good discount,
Mhm.
but he knows as long as he cleans it up well, do a basic rehab, paint,
Yeah.
carpet, and just get it to a refresh,
Mhm.
he knows he sells, and since he's doing all cash, his return on investment is 20%
Easy.
in 6 months, and he's flipping it twice. So he's getting 40% on his money, and he's got 1.3, I think he's sitting on. He can go in all cash and make $400,000 a year doing 2 houses on cleanups on he'll buy a property worth 7, 800,000. He'll buy them for like 5, put 100 into it.
Yep. And go on to the next one.
Right.
On to the next one, guys. It's not that hard, guys. It's just understanding how to get it accomplished. It's not that hard at all. Not that hard at all. Hi, my name is Liddell Bugg. Mastering the strategy of locating distressed properties has allowed for me to own about $35 million worth of real estate currently right now. We're talking about new construction, single-family residences, commercial properties, and apartment complex. You name it, I own it. Now, I know you're asking, what does this got to do with you? I'm glad you actually asked. One of the most common questions that I receive when it comes to real estate investing is that they say, Liddell, what is the best strategy I should use when it comes to executing a good investment strategy in real estate? Should I buy and hold? Should I buy and flip? Or should I do a rental scenario? My answer to that question is, why not do all three? But the good thing about it is the investor that masters the art of locating distressed properties will know exactly how and what strategy is the most wisest in that situation. That's the key to this whole thing. If you wanted to know how successful real estate investors make money when they acquire real estate and not when they sell it, click on the link below or swipe up and download our free ebook, Distressed Property Investing. The blueprint is in the ebook. Stay blessed, holler at your partner, and download the ebook today. All right, Cliff, man, let's dive into this, man. Hey, man, next topic, big dog, man, Cliff, bro. You know what's going on in California, brother. You know, with the fires and everything as well. You know, specific in LA County and things of that nature. Again, praying for those victims over there as well, guys. Man, did you hear about that damn new law, bro?
Nah, I
in
haven't.
Palisades.
Mm-mm.
Man, listen to this garbage, and we're gonna respond to this, man. You're gonna be like, what the hell, Cliff? Listen to this garbage, man, and let's see what's happening. Here we go. Let's dive into this.
Is what they have to do. Now, Rob, if you got a video on this,
Hold on 1 second.
if you can, Los Angeles law, Pacific Palisades, rebuilding must include low income housing is what they have to do. Now, Rob, if you got a video on this, if you can pull up the video while I find the page. Oh, I found the page. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and play the clip, Rob. Go for it.
But the most interesting element of my conversation with Mr. Giacoletti was when he talked about the possibility of, as we start rebuilding, starting to relax some of the zoning laws, especially in a more working class neighborhood like Altadena, so that rather than putting up single family residences, especially on parcels where people might not have the wherewithal to rebuild at all, we allow developers to start putting up duplexes and apartments. In other words, increasing density, but also increasing more housing.
Okay, so while he's saying this, watch this, folks. So rents for new low-income units will be dramatically lower than pre-fire market rates, significantly altering the area demographics. The ordinance sets low housing rent at about $2,000 a month for families earning up to $80K, and very low housing at $1,300 a month for families earning up to $50,000. All pre-1978 buildings subject to rent control must be rebuilt as affordable units, while newer buildings require proof that all tenants in the last 5 years were high income, or they will automatically be. Tell me why I should build a real estate business in Southern California. Wow. Tom, tell us the story, and I'm trying
Listen to this mess.
Is this what we think it is, Tom, or is California completely lost their minds?
They have lost their mind. This is so what would they love to do? They would love to tax people and just keep flowing it out to the homeless population. And by the way, have Governor Newsom block the audit where they had all the dollars missing for homelessness. And they're, well, let's have an audit of it. And he said, no, let's not be too hasty, because he knows where some of that waste went. And so what they're saying here is, Vinny, your house burned down.
Okay.
And they're like, you know what? You're in Altadena. We're going to declare your area a working class area. And so you can't rebuild your house. You have to rebuild like a 4-unit townhouses, 4 of them together. You have to rebuild that. Why? Because we need lower cost housing, and it'll only cost people $2,000 a month to stay in that housing. So you're not going to be rebuilding it because we're rezoning it.
This is legal, Tom. Like my house burned down, my single family house burned down, and now you're telling me do I have insurance to build again?
Yeah, maybe you've got insurance,
okay,
and maybe your insurance had ALE,
okay,
rider, which means alternative living expenses,
okay,
where they pay for your hotel or temporary housing while your home is being rebuilt. By the way, that could be very expensive. That could take a long time.
Yep.
And by the way, there's a little side note in there that maybe some of the insurance companies would rather that you sell your property to a developer than you use your ALE.
Oh, man.
Get it?
Got it.
So I'm paying ALE for you so that you could go live someplace while your house is being rebuilt, or you're waiting for a permit and all these things are going on. And you finally get your home rebuilt because you had extra money. You somehow managed to do it. You pulled it off. Meanwhile, developer comes to your twin brother and says, hey, I'll just buy your land for $1.5 million in Altadena. I'll bet you have a good lot. I'll just pay $1.5 million for that and we'll build it. You may just say, I'll take the 1.5. I'll save it, and then I'll go rent something somewhere. Meanwhile, your twin brother says, "No, maybe I do just want to rebuild." And they say, "No. The new zoning that we have here is we need more low-income housing. Why? Because homelessness is the problem. We've wasted our $24 billion, and we need more. We need more housing. So this is basically, think of it this way: they just taxed your previous house down to zero. They stole the house from you, forcing you to take whatever you could get from the people buying the land so a developer could build 4 low-income homes.
So then, Tom, give me the argument why developers are...
So, Cliff, man, give me your thoughts on this garbage, man. Man, what you think, Doc? What you think?
That's amazing. That's amazing. You were at your friend's house, your mama house, your house burned down.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, let's go ahead and rebuild.
Yeah.
And they tell you you can't rebuild unless it's a fourplex or something.
Yes, sir. Because they rezoned it.
So you are forcing me to sell to developers, but
Yes.
because you're forcing everybody to do it, you
Yes.
now reduce the price.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
there's a flood of land for sale on the
Yes.
market.
Yes. Yes.
And that's not illegal? That's gotta be illegal. You
No,
can't
sir. Now this is a new law, a new local municipality, and you know it's in California. So you know if you appeal it to a state judge, to a district judge, or to the Ninth Circuit, they're going to rule for the government. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are literally
right.
stealing
I mean,
people's
it's zoning.
houses, man.
It's zoning. It's true. If they change the zoning,
Yes.
then you can only build because you can't get any approval from this.
Yes, Cliff. Yes, they are stealing people's houses that burnt down, bro.
Man, the government's gangster, bro. The government's gangsters.
God damn! I said, "Whoa!" And the developer's like, "Hell yes,
right."
Woo, I'm gonna buy me some land for cheap as hell." God, Cliff, and guess who's gonna be? Go ahead.
I know what you're saying. The developers are happy, but are they? Because you feel like you're trying to get.
Well, hold on. No, they actually are going to relax the building permits. They're gonna relax them.
So they're trying to flip the
developers. Yes, sir. And guess who's coming in? BlackRock coming in. Vanguard coming in. Yes, sir.
Wow. Yeah, because they can do a mass scale and get 50, 100,000 projects going. Wow.
Yes, sir. Somebody got paid off. This was paid for by BlackRock and Vanguard. Yes, sir. Hey, clap of praise for BlackRock them. Yet they ain't stealing people's houses, bro. Taking people's cribs.
And then you force them to say, hey, you have to have the rate, and they're gonna say that the rental rate is capped.
That's the next play. Yes, sir. Now we have to keep it low. Because remember, it's low income, so you have a rental cap now. Yes, sir. They could definitely turn Pacific Palisades into the hood. Yes, they are. This is gonna be the new South Central. Watch. Yes.
Yeah.
Watch.
Oh my God.
That's all the ingredients.
That's wild. The government just changed the zoning. You can't do. Wow. I can't build my own house.
Wow. So now I gotta ask: was this burned down? Dare I say intentional? Cliff.
I don't know, but it gives signs like this was all set up.
They run out of water, Cliff.
That's amazing. So I mean, aren't you gonna get a flood of people who they're leaving? So I thought they hate the billionaires. So then they give them an incentive to buy the land that they.
Oh yeah, because the billionaires is actually helping the low income house. And now watch this. Now, the money flows from the billionaires through the government into these low income non-GMOs.
Right.
And what they do is, Cliff, they get the contract for $60 million. But there's a covenant in the agreement that says that if they don't build the houses in 5 years, they don't have to give the money back. So conveniently, they don't build all the houses in 5 years, or turn a hotel into an apartment. Yeah, yes, sir.
What?
That's the non-GMO grift in California. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They paying salaries. There was one lady that got interviewed, and I wish I could find it. One lady got interviewed, and she said, "I am the chairman of the executive director for a nonprofit, and what we do is we actually find housing for homeless." And so, how much do you get paid a year? She said, "I get paid $225,000 a year." She said, "So what's your biggest need?" She said, "Housing." And in Cliff Dock, when you read the fine print, and they specialize in turning hotels into apartments, but there's a covenant in that agreement that I have with the city that says that if they don't finish the project in 5 years, they don't have to give the money back. So they conveniently not finish.
That don't make sense. That's crazy. This This is just wild to me. This whole situation is wild. This don't make sense. Why would you would ever do that? Yeah, you're gonna force all these fourplexes. So you're gonna drive down the street, see nothing but fourplexes on the street, and it has to be cheap.
Got to be cheap, and the
Now,
rent
can
to
you
the rent,
short a city? Can you
huh?
short a city? How I make money off that? And how you can you short a city?
Man, Cliff, bro, man, how do you allow for homes to be burned down because your incompetence? Then you change the planning and zoning laws to force homeowners to either build a fourplex or duplex or sell their home to a builder. And then what happens is then you cap the rental rates, not based on the market rent, based on what the government says. I'm trying to tell y'all, Pacific Palisades is going to be the new South Central. Watch.
Man, yeah, I'm joking, but it's sad for the city. That's sad for the city.
Sad, man. Sad.
Yeah.
This is California at its finest.
Hmm.
Welcome. Come
Yeah,
on in, y'all sit down for a brief second, guys, and see what's going on. Changing the planning and zoning laws after your house has been burned down to force you to build low-income housing, duplexes, fourplexes, because you changed the planning and zoning laws, which then forces you to have to sell to developers who are funded by BlackRock and Vanguard. And then when they get finished building them, they put in a rental cap. Yep, this is going to be the new South Central LA, the hood. It's expanding, y'all. Congratulations. Trash.
Yeah. California is wild. I
Trash.
mean, wouldn't you think that San Fran's probably next? Some other
Yes,
cities,
sir.
you know,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
They are perfecting this model. Yeah, hear me out. This is a model. They're going to test this out in LA, and then they're going to move it to San Fran, then down to San Diego. It's coming. It's coming. It forces density problems. And they already don't have enough water, so you're putting duplexes and fourplexes in areas that has been surveyed for cliff and plumbing for single-family residences. So they're creating a more of a problem on their local infrastructure in a
Right,
place
there's more
that don't have no
demand.
damn water.
There's more demand. There's going to be now, and that's on the electrical lines too, because for every house you now have 2 to 4. And when you do that times thousands, that's you just added thousands more of plumbing, thousands more of electrical lines. Man, if you are a contractor, go to California.
Yes.
Because they go pay you double what they would everywhere
Surely.
else, and there's plenty of work.
Show is because they're dumbasses. These are dumb people. These are idiots. Willfully idiot.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the best opportunity out of this is since they're doing that, you already know there's demand for that there's going to build. So if you have a construction company, you're the one killing it because they could come to you and do 5 houses, 10 houses, 20.
Why y'all keep electing these dumbass people? People are stupid, man. People are dumb. You changing the planning and zoning laws to force homeowners whose houses have burnt down to build low-income duplexes and fourplexes and apartment complexes in an area that has been wired for infrastructure for single-family residences, and then you put a rental cap on the amount of rent that can actually be charged. That's and the ingredients for the hood. Come in, my tripping.
He said that's the recipe for the hood. You do it. You sprinkle it in everything.
God damn, man.
Density, low prices.
Low prices controlled by the government. Hey, you gonna come on in, y'all? We got you. What is going on with this thinking? Like it says, and people just saying, "Yay!" The clapping seals, "Yay!" Dumb ass people. And if you keep voting for this crap, man, you deserve this. You deserve it.
I don't know. I can't really explain that. When they switch the zoning up on all those people, I think they think it's beneficial that it adds more, adds more density. It adds more people. It's providing, better services for the city.
Taxes, yeah.
Yeah.
Tax,
Oh yeah, the
tax
tax is
service.
going to go up because a fourplex is going to be through the roof in
Oh,
terms of the
yeah,
value.
yeah.
So the profit's probably coming from the value creation in the sense that the rent isn't that high, but the value of the property could be. And I'm guessing they're going to cap it for a certain period of time.
I
It's
got
not.
the
It may
Cliff.
not.
Let's go a little deeper. Hey, do you remember you remember that Supreme Court case, the Moore versus the state of Washington, where they taxed them on unrealized gains?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That shit coming next.
Hmm.
That's coming next. Cause look at it. You building four duplexes and fourplexes in where single family residences is, which is stupid. Of course, the property value goes up. Cliff, you go out and do that, and then you build, and you get an appraisal, and it says worth $4 million. $4 million. But
Right.
then a state attorney comes in and says, "No, Cliff, you're lying. We think it's worth $8 million. You lied. You got to pay us for taxes on $4 million. You're like, where the hell am I gonna get that money from?" So now they force your ass to sell too, because you got to sell now. And rinse and repeat. Do it over again. Over again. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's because who's to say? Let's say you decide like you're an you sold your house. You're like, you know what? I'll build the fourplex. Cool. I believe in it, and you go ahead and do that. Who's to say they don't change the zoning in 5 years to something else?
Hey, get out. If you're in California, get out while you can. And then have a clause in that to if you lived in California part-time means 3 to 5 years. They're going to come after you even if you move to another state. Get out. It's called AB 259. It hadn't passed yet, but it's coming. Get out of California now. Because these idiots, they're coming. They are dumbasses. Jesus,
That's sad. That's sad, man. That's unfortunate. If you loved your home, loved where you live, neighbors and all that, and all of a sudden your neighbors is gone. You can't even. It's not even the same neighborhood. Like you got 4 people next door.
Cliff, how I look, man? You got a 422, a 532 next to a 8plex. Come on, Cliff. Next to a duplex, next to a fourplex, next to a 532. Like this is the stupidest.
Yeah,
Like,
I've seen that before in some neighborhoods. Is like older ones where they buy like lots next to each other, and the city will let them do like an eightplex. It's a it's a different neighborhood. Yeah, it's
Yes, sir. Hey,
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
California, it is what it is. Get out. Leave. My man D Ford, he left. He's loving being out of California. He's loving it. Praise the Lord. Get out. Man, Cliff, man, that's all I have for today, man. Just give us comical, man, guys. Hey, guys, before we get off, hey, guys, we are giving away our free ebook, guys. It is Distressed Property Investing. You make money when you acquire real estate, not when you actually sell it, guys. If we can teach you how to locate distressed properties in your city, state, or county, vet the deal the right way and structure the deal, we'll fund the deal right with you, and we can profit split, guys. It's real simple. Click on the link below in the description or scan on the QR code, or if you can do neither one of those things, direct message us the word real estate, and we'll get you out the free link. It's a free book. It's free. Cliff, tell them about this book, man.
Yeah, I mean, just going over basic details about distressed property, the benefits of it, and different whatever you're trying to do with it. It all starts with finding a property at a discount.
Yeah.
That's the basis. If you're looking to invest, that's the basis. That's going to jump you off to everything else.
Real simple, guys. All right, guys. And lastly, man, hey, man, we got our own little merch too as well, guys. Let me get it right real fast. We got a merch, guys. We got our hats, guys, hoodies, t-shirts. Man, go and get your merch. Hey, anybody that actually buys our merch and you tag me in it, well, I will enter you into a drawing for you to win a $100 gift card. Not to buy new merch, to buy anything you want. Just click on the link below or scan on the QR code, guys, and get you a hat. It's called the Bag Burst for a reason, guys. All right, guys. But Cliff, man, you want to say anything, man, before we get up, big dog?
Man, y'all already know you're one deal away. Just keep looking. Check out the ebook. Start there, And just gotta try that first one. If you don't know, ask somebody, ask us, and man, you'll get it figured out.
Real simple, guys. But you know how we get it every time, guys. Before you leave, and while you can, big baby, take that damn picture and hottest partner. And also, guys, real fast, me and Cliff, we are in mourning because Luka got traded. So y'all be praying for us. The weekend's been a tough week for Dallas Mavericks fans. So be praying for us, y'all. Pray for, if you have any family members that are Dallas Mavericks, just pray for them. We need it. Am I right, Cliff, man? We need it.
Bad decisions.
Bad decisions.
Don't want to pay people. That's what I need.
All right, y'all. See you next time. All right, y'all. Peace.
Walk me through everything, but let's start from the beginning. How'd you get into this space?
Well, when I was 17 years old, my Uncle Gary, who still lives to this day, introduced me to a concept called passive income.
Okay.
And I said, "Oh, Uncle, what's that?"
Yeah.
He said, "Something that you do one time, but you get paid over and over again." I'm like, "Why am I trying to go to college? I want to know how to do that." Gotcha. And so while I was in college, I began to look at business models that generated passive or residual income. One of them was real estate, because everybody and their mama actually had it, from Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, all the billionaires actually had real estate in their portfolio. So I began buying real estate while I was in college. The first deal that I did, I made $3,500. And in college, that's a big time. In college, you broke.
For sure.
College.
For sure.
Then I went from $3,500 to $10,000 to $26,000, and now $35 million worth of real estate. For me, business is always about solving someone's problem. Whenever you're buying a real estate transaction, the one thing I look at is, what's the pain point? Why you want to sell for? And typically, I like buying properties below wholesale. I never buy properties at retail. That didn't make sense to me at all, because I'm planning for the worst case scenario. Each and every deal that I actually acquire, I actually take home cash when I actually acquire it. Wow. Every single time.
If you wanted to know how successful real estate investors make money with their acquired real estate and not when they sell it, click on the link below or swipe up and download our free ebook, Distressed Property Investing. The blueprint is in the ebook. Stay blessed, holler at your partner, and download the ebook today.
Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks.